Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Imperial Troop Transport. Let's get into it. Let's begin with a look at the packaging. On the top, Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron, and a window that leads around to the front. And don't forget, it's a piece of tape. On the front, Star Wars Launch Edition, Stormtroopers Micro Galaxy Squadron. There's a nice product shot. And there's some artwork going on here. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. Imperial Troop Transport number 0019. And it's got some nice chromed out stuff in there. Gives it quite a premium feel to the packaging. On this side, Star Wars Imperial Troop Transport artwork with, looks like a chicken walker there in the background. Disney. On this side, some Arabesh Star Wars partial window Micro Galaxy Squadron. On the bottom, symbols I'm not gonna learn, don't give it to the babies. Small fine legalese print, Jazzwares, and a barcode. Disney. On the back, some hologrammy stuff. And some product shots. And there's the hologrammy stuff in question. You can put stormtroopers in it. That turns 360 degrees. Imperial Troop Transport of the transport class. And then there's a clip and save blueprint for the vehicle. And then here at the bottom, the cross sale of Series 1 in the light armor class. We have TIE Fighter, S-Edge Ventress's Fighter, a Chicken Walker or AT-ST. In Starfighter class, you have Obi-Wan Kenobi's Starfighter, Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, and Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Here we have Disney, StarWars.com, Lucasfilm, Micro Galaxy Squadron. Awesome. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the vehicle and its accessories. And here we have, I don't know if you can really call this an accessory, but I would like to, show you. This is the insert out of the box that's behind the vehicle, and it does have a nice bit of artwork here. So you could use that as a background if you wanted to. And there I go, bumping the camera out of position all the time. And here we go. I guess you could say these are kind of accessories to go with the vehicle. Here's the two little stormtroopers you get, and they're in a nice little packaging by themselves. Flip this back, then you pull on it, and it'll come out instead of doing what I wanted it to do, which was unpin itself and open up. And, finally. There we go. We have two little stormtroopers, one with a weapon and one without. Just pop those guys out of there. What good's a stormtrooper without a gun? That doesn't make any sense. But here he is. It's got some detail to it. Enough you can tell that it's a stormtrooper. 1, 2, 3 little paint amps. 3, well, maybe 5 little paint amps. So you got the hands, the eyes, and the back of the knees. And all the same on this guy, except he has a gun also. And as far as their articulation goes, there's no head movement. The arms appear to be attached together. They'll do full 360 degrees. The legs, again, feel like they're attached together. They'll go into a sitting position, and you can force them back that far. I don't know why you would want to, but you can do that if you want to. That does it for the figures. Let's take a look at the vehicle itself. On the outside, it does seem to be nicely sculpted with a good bit of detail in it. Seems to have a bit of a wash here and there, just to give it some flavor visually, like it's been some places and seen some stuff. Paint app here, and paint apps here. Gun on the top. We'll do a full 360-degree rotation, and the barrels will flip all the way around. So that's pretty sweet. As far as on the outside, you have these compartments here that open up, which are for prisoners, if I recall correctly. And then this one that leads to the interior of the vehicle. We also have these guns, which will spin around. On the bottom, it does have a good bit of detail still, and some paint wash, and it looks really dirty. Some clear wheels. Now to get into the cockpit, just open this panel here up. You can see there's 2 chairs and 2 steering yokes, I suppose you could call them. Does have some nice clear plastic here for the windshield, excuse me. Does have a good bit of space in here behind the seats and what appears to be doors, but they don't open. So to access the rear compartment, this panel flips open. As you can see, there's 4 little chairs on the inside there, and again some detail with a nice little paint wash. So that's really nice. And again, there's the doors that don't open, and it seems like there should be like a door in the back also, but that panel does not open at all. Doesn't open, doesn't slide out, doesn't do anything. Now, as far as the little chairs go, you can see in there they have the things in the middle which are supposed to help hold the figures into place. And I don't even know if I can get my big old fingers in here to make that happen. So there we go. Stormtrooper sitting down. He stays. So that's cool. Now, as far as this door goes, it seems like he fits right in and out of it. Just trying to see if he's actually tall enough, or if the door's tall enough for him. Let's do it this way. And it is. He fits through that door nicely. And then these little compartments, how do they look in there? Ah, I fell out. So you can do it that way, or you can probably just slide them in, which would be the easiest thing to do. And as far as those wheels go, they roll decently. They're not the freest spinning wheels ever, but you know. There we go, my friends. That's a look at the vehicle and its accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review: comparisons. And here we have the 2 stormtroopers with the Imperial troop transport next to the Razor Crest as it was on Arvala 7, along with Din Djarin, Quill, and a Jawa. And here's the Micro Galaxy Squadron Imperial Troop Transport with the AT-ST and pilot, along with a couple of figure and vehicles from the blind bags, or blind boxes, Din Djarin and Speeder Bike, along with Darth Maul and his Sith Speeder. For the final set of comparisons, here we have some stuff from the old Galoob Star Wars Action Fleet line. A Scout Trooper standing next to the Stormtroopers just to show you the size difference in the figures. And then we have a couple of speeder bikes. Luke on an Imperial speeder from Endor, and then Dash Rendar from Shadows of the Empire on a swoop bike. For final thoughts on the Jazzware Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Imperial Troop Transport, I have to tell you guys, I have been a fan of this vehicle ever since I was a kid with the original Kenner release, when it was a non-canon vehicle. Which, you know, that's a thing unto itself for another video. I'm sure somebody else has a video out there on it where you can learn about the Kenner version of the vehicle. But as far as this one goes, it seems to be screen accurate to what we saw in Rebels, and I think in The Mandalorian as well, or at least a version of it in The Mandalorian. Anyway, so I've been a big fan of this vehicle ever since I was a kid. I do like this. One thing about it, I would say, I wish it came with a full complement of stormtroopers and 2 pilots. That would have made this over the top for me, personally. The fact that it only comes with 2 stormtroopers and there's no way to get spare stormtroopers right now, it's a little disheartening. But, you know, that's the way it goes, I suppose. But I really like this vehicle. I really wish I had been into the 3 3/4 line still when that one came along. I would have picked it up for sure had I still been into that line. And, you know, I do kind of regret missing out on that. But, again, you know, I do have a version of it now. And I like it. And, you know, I'm really liking this Micro Galaxy Squadron line because it's actually, you know, it's the only way you can get a lot of vehicles at an affordable price that are pretty nice looking. They're really nice looking. And if you've been trying to get some Star Wars vehicles, yes, I know they're not in scale with your Black Series or your 3 3/4 figures, but if you just want some representation of these vehicles, then, you know, this is the line for you. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.